Hi everybody, it's Crystal. How are you? It's so fun to see you guys looking at my stories and my activities. And so I got a lot of excitement about the bubble snake. If you haven't seen it, go look that one up. But today we're going to be doing something with ice. And it's going to take two parts. So this is day one. And you can either do day one with me and then wait and we'll do day two together. Or you can wait to see both videos and then see if it's something you want to do. But I guarantee this is a fun one. So what you're going to need are some balloons. Now you need like good old-fashioned latex balloons. You don't want water balloons or balloons that are used to make balloon animals. You need just like a regular latex balloon. You're going to want a tray, and I'll explain why you need that in a little bit. Oh, and I forgot to tell you who's here with us today. This is Sparkly Sloth. Say hi, Sparkly. I think sloths are going to be in every video because they are my favorite animal. Sparkly's here to hang out. So what I'm going to show you first is there's kind of two parts to the balloon. There's the bottom part here, and then there's kind of the neck, as you can see. Okay, so you're going to need a sink that has a spout kind of similar to this. Most sinks have kind of this smaller spout on the bottom. And what you're going to do is you're going to actually take the top of this balloon and you're going to open it up. Okay, you're just going to open it up and you're going to fit it over the spout, just like that. And it should be able to sit there. Oh, look, it came right off. You're going to sit it right there over the top, okay? Then you're going to hold it and you're going to turn on the water. I recommend not turning it on too hard. You want to just kind of slowly fill up the balloon. And it's going to stretch because that's what a balloon does. You want it to stretch a little bit, but you don't want it to stretch too much because you're going to be freezing this. And one thing that I learned the hard way is that when they say water expands when it freezes, it really, really does. So you're going to fill it up so that it's stretching some, but not too much. Then you're going to want to make sure you're holding the top. Okay, I pinch right below that spout there because if you don't, the water will come flying out. Still does a little bit. Okay, you're going to take this and then you're going to tie off the balloon. Again, if your child is not able to tie a balloon yet, this activity will be very frustrating. So you're going to want to do this part. Okay, so right now I have a balloon filled with water, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to set it over on my tray. Now, what I want to tell you is that I know right now, if your freezer looks like mine, there's not a lot of room in there. So it's going to get a little tricky because you want to make sure this has room to sit in the freezer. I like to usually put it on a tray so that it has a flat bottom when it's done, but that is completely up to you. Okay, so that is the very, very basic beginning of making an ice balloon. We're going to check on it in about a day. You want to kind of squeeze it, make sure it's solid, because sometimes if your freezer is too full, it might take longer to freeze. You can do this with a newborn, okay? Because this is when it freezes and you take off the cover, it's going to be just ice. If your kid is a little bit older, you want to have some fun with it, you can actually add in some food coloring. And kind of just, if you add food coloring in, you want to do it before you add the water. So you kind of squeeze in a little food coloring, fill it up, swish it around, and set it on your tray to go in the freezer. Now, here's the fun way. You can add some things to this. And sometimes what I would do when I was teaching is I would actually make these without the kids seeing so that they wouldn't know necessarily what was inside the balloon until we open them up, right? So when another way you can have some fun with this is by adding some things into the balloon that you find as the ice melts. So I brought in a little bit of, these are like ladybug erasers. You could do it with rocks. You could do it with little animals or little toys, as long as, you know, your kid is old enough and they're not a choking hazard anymore. The tricky part with the neck of a balloon, and I'm going to come in this way to kind of show you, is you're going to kind of have to reach in to the neck of the balloon and kind of like pull it open all the way till you get to that bigger part. And when it's like that, you either have someone help you or you just take and fit that toy in there. And this is before you add the water. So I just put one in. I'm going to open this back up again. Whoa, it's tricky. Trust me, it's tricky. I'm going to open it up again, put a second one in there, just like that. Okay, then look, those are in there. You fit it over the spout, and you do the same thing you did before. Just fill it up. Like I said, you want to not fill it up to its max because the water, as you freeze, is going to expand. Okay, then I'm going to pinch it off, take it out. And I want to point out here, I actually got a little extra air in here. Can you see that? One way to let it out is to slowly do this, but look what happens. You don't want it to come out, the water to come out, so you just kind of let a little bit of air out. Okay, then you're going to tie it in a knot. And there you go, you have another balloon. Now, if you add toys in, can you see the little ladybugs in there? If you add toys in and you add a little bit of food coloring, that kind of disguises the toys. So maybe if you're surprising your kids, they won't know what's inside, which is super fun. Okay, I'm going to make one more, so I'll have 3. This one, I'm going to put some rocks in, because that's what I have. You guys probably have a bigger selection of toys and things like that. So again, I'm opening up this balloon all the way, opening it up, and I'm taking that rock and fitting it in there. I'm going to do another one, fit it in there, and let's do one more. 3rd time's a charm. Now we've got some rocks in there. And basically, just a guideline is you can put anything in here that can handle being frozen. That's the biggest thing. Can handle being wet and frozen. So that's a lot of different toys, plastic. I've seen people put in like bracelets, those kind of plastic bracelets. Anything that can handle being frozen, you can use. Okay, taking this, letting out a little bit of that water. There you go. And then tying it off. Okay, there we go. So we've got one that's just plain water. We've got one with ladybug toys, and we've got one with some rocks in it. Now when you're putting toys in, obviously you don't want to put in things that are too sharp, because as you're putting them in, it might pop the balloon. You'll find out very quickly. And see, I put it here. I used a cookie sheet. I doubt you guys have room for a cookie sheet in your freezer. I know I don't. So you can also just take them out, find a spot in your freezer. But it is best if you can have a flat bottom. That will really do a great job. Okay, so I will check back in. This is part 1, like I said. Part 2, once they're frozen, I'll come back. Okay, I will come back and I'll show you how to take the balloons off in a safe way, and we can kind of see what it's like inside and what an ice balloon really looks like. But I'm telling you, this is a hit. It is so much fun. I've seen parents excited as much as kids when I take this out. It's a lot of fun. So go ahead, get those balloons, start filling them up, have some fun. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you in a day or two. Bye.